Hey, welcome to Wild Wasteland.
Hello, hello, hello. I am Dean Maldonado.
You're not going to introduce me?
And with me, as always, I guess, is the schlub to my left. This is my good friend,
Michael Johnson, yes. Hey, how we doing,
Yes.
Radio World? That's true. We're back. We are finishing the last episode, huh? We left off
Yeah, so
with the Rainbow Project, right?
that we did. Yeah, we had just finished up talking about the Rainbow Project that ended with the very
1976 Rainbow Project. Dun, 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 dun. Like roller skates and short shorts.
yeah.
Studio 54.
Except it was about 3 decades beforehand and had nothing to do with shorts. But
Well,
yeah,
we
so
all remember the 70s differently.
we talked about Project Rainbow and how it culminated with the Philadelphia experiment.
Oh, flip, Philadelphia.
And from that experiment, they shut down the Project Rainbow like entirely. They were like,
Well, would you blame them? Didn't like 85 sailors die and like they lost a boat and there was green mist and
and
Tesla
then like
coils.
the ones that survived like went fucking crazy and terrible shit happened to them.
yeah, there was that fire guy that burned for like 18 days.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Burned right to the hole of the earth.
But remember, we're dealing with 1940s and 1950s nerdy scientists
And U.S. government.
and U.S. government. So obviously, from the ashes of Project Rainbow, rose the Phoenix Project. So sorry, I was going to call it Project Phoenix. It is not Project Phoenix.
You have a voice for radio, but a sensibility for play.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you.
Thespian.
thank you. I like to consider myself a very, very accomplished lesbian.
Yeah. You just love the scissors.
Yeah, and the stage. Excuse you, sir.
I am made for acting.
Yeah. Hell, I can even tell you what the saying "break a leg" actually means.
Oh, I don't think we have time for that.
I don't
what's
think we
going
do.
on with this
All right,
Phoenix
so-
Project? What?
So the Phoenix Project, it started in the late 1940s, and all of it is based on the research and findings of this one man, this Austrian scientist named Dr. Wilhelm Reich. All right?
Wait. Reich?
Yeah, Reich. And he's Austrian.
Is he the third?
I honestly, I so hope so.
Reich the third. Wait, what?
Hitler would have been like, "Was ist das?
Austria.
Ah, mein Brethren." But yeah, so Dr. Reich was credited with discovering a very specific type of energy that is called orgone energy.
Now, what is orgone energy?
So it's actually kind of funny what orgone energy is. It's technically it's also known as what they consider life energy or orgasmic energy. It's very different from
Wait, organs? Like from the like organs?
it's like ORGONE.
Oh,
Orgone.
okay.
And so the funny thing is that when he published all of his papers and his findings of the fact that he found orgone energy and he could show it and he can, he can manipulate it.
Yeah. He's like, look at my test tubes.
Yeah, he put it out to the scientific community and became the immediate laughingstock.
What?
Mainly because
What do you do? What do you do wrong?
well, orgone energy is very, especially when this was happening, it was very popular in science fiction as a thing called ether, where effectively you would take orgone energy and condense it down to an ether, which would allow for space travel. So the fact that this guy came out and was like, I found it, it would be kind of like today, like if Elon Musk was like, sorry, not even Elon, because Elon has a lot of like rep behind him. This guy, this was like his hallmark.
Oh.
This would be like a scientist coming out today being like, and publishing results of the fact that he found real metachlorians in people's systems, and that it somehow influences nature.
Oh, that's embarrassing, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez, what an idiot.
Yeah. That's what everyone thought, except for our government.
Oh, yeah. The government does not care about marketing.
No.
Clearly. Everything they title is always something stupid. Like, I remember... what the hell is it called?
What?
The internet thing. Like, they didn't want to pass it or something. They did want to pass it. Fuck, I forget what it was. It was something
talking
stupid.
net neutrality?
Yeah, but it had like a stupid name to it. Like Nino or something.
I remember what you're talking about.
But I forget what it was because it happened so long ago.
Man.
This happened like a year or two ago.
It was like almost a year ago. But let's go back to the 40s. So he became a laughingstock, and every single person called bullshit, except for our government. So our government was like, hey, Dr. Reich, we believe you. So why don't you tell us everything you know about Oregon Energy, and we'll try and help you.
Sounds like the government.
And so
bunch of greasy crooks.
So Dr. Reich had stated that Oregon Energy was responsible for storms and bad weather because dead Oregon Energy, or what we'll continue to call for the rest of the podcast, DOR Energy, which is dead Oregon.
DOR, yeah.
I'm not going to call it DOR.
Yeah, DOR Energy. DOR.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so he said that he found huge amounts of it inside of major storms like thunderstorms and hurricanes.
Right.
And oddly enough, he actually noticed that DOR Energy was inside people as well.
Interesting.
Basically, he found that people who were very sullen and depressed had an excess of DOR Energy. And
What's all this DOR energy you got lying around? Hey, no wonder you're sad. You got to open up the door, get all this DOR out of here.
I guess so. You got to air it out. But I mean,
how do you get it
out?
Do you poop it out?
Well, no. People who are very happy and active are full of Oregon Energy, like live, thriving Oregon Energy.
Interesting. Sounds like a quack.
Right? Doesn't it?
Sounds like bullshit. Sounds Asian.
It's actually Austrian.
Oh,
but so
close enough.
after like, I mean, this guy dedicated his life to this research.
Man, that's really sad.
So after tons of research, Dr. Reich actually developed a device that would break up concentrations, like large concentrations of DOR energy.
Yeah.
And he put it into a weather balloon.
Okay.
And he would break up and deflect thunderstorms.
Oh, yeah, because they're full of DOR.
Exactly.
Ah.
So he basically would emit Oregon Energy to push the DOR energy out.
Yeah, now I like how you're calling it DOR energy.
I know, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
We're finally getting somewhere.
You're like sandpaper. You just constantly wear.
It's like sand. It's crisp and it gets everywhere.
Yeah, man. Sand is like, you ever think how many sand is on the planet? Like,
that was a quote from the Star Wars Episode 2. They're in the love scene. That's probably my favorite love scene of all time. But we're not talking about love right now. We're talking about DOR energy.
Yeah. Well, and the fun thing. So here's my favorite part about this whole topic, right?
Yeah, I'm liking this.
The topic of the Montauk Project is so ingrained in the lifeline and the lifeblood of conspiracy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this the OG conspiracy? Because I've never heard of this.
Well, so when I tell you this next bit of information, tell me if you've ever heard about people claiming of some group being able to do this.
Okay.
The
1940s, they're definitely going to be talking about the Jews or the blacks.
So the U.S. government actually at this time, not like currently, but in the 40s.
Yeah, because we don't have one right now.
They went. Oh, we have perfected this shit by now. The U.S. government actually went to Dr. Reich and they said basically, hey, we love what you're doing. We think that what you're doing is great. The weather balloon was a nice touch, but we would like to develop it. And he said, sure, why not? And so they created a device called a radiosonde. And now a
radio what?
Sonde, S-O-N-D-E.
Sonde.
Radiosonde.
Now what is that?
Now it uses several sensors and a transmitter, and it broadcasts either Oregon energy or DOR energy.
What?
And
one or the other of this crazy new
they
energy?
they can pick. They really it basically can channel the energy.
Well, why would you want door energy? That's like the bad energy.
Because you can create storms.
Oh my God! Weather manipulation.
Yeah, and so with the
Are
radio
we talking
sound,
about HARP?
our government can now, well,
Control the weather.
yeah, as of the
Interesting.
40s, they've had the ability to control the weather.
Makes you think about Katrina.
Yeah, it really does.
And
However,
Sandy.
the other thing about Katrina is that, you also have to wonder if someone put dynamite on the lower wards. We'll get back to
It was
that.
an
We'll get back to
inside job, Building 7.
Yeah, I know everyone said it sounded like dynamite. Whatever. Okay, at this point, though, in the early 50s, the Phoenix Project actually absorbed all of the scientists that had worked on the Rainbow Project, including our old friend,
Uh-oh.
Dr. John von Neumann.
Oh, I remember him from the last episode.
Yep, so he went from Project Rainbow to the Manhattan Project,
Right.
and then went to the Phoenix Project.
Man, this guy's getting around.
I mean, he was one
They're
of the...
just flying them all over the country.
They loved him. His brain was fantastic.
Now, where is
So,
Project Phoenix being held right now? Do you know?
currently?
No, like in the 40s,
Oh, in the 40s? So,
like Florida or something.
it was in Arizona,
Interesting.
and parts of like rural Georgia, where there are two testing zones,
Okay, all right.
because they really just wanted to be in places where there were huge weather patterns coming through.
Good for our friend, our doctor friend. He's just getting around.
Oh yeah, he gets to see our country.
Yeah, Arizona. Yeah.
But so
It's the shittiest parts.
so they combined the project. They combined both the research of the projects. So they combined all the research that they accumulated on Project Rainbow and added it to all they've known through Dr. Reich with the Phoenix Project.
Yeah. So it's like a Phoenix rainbow.
Kinda. But they actually, in doing that, unlocked that secret that I mentioned at the end of last episode. This is when they unlocked the understanding of how to keep a person sane when they go through an electromagnetic bottle.
Door energy.
No, it's actually by having what's called an Earth reference point.
Now, what the fuck is that?
Basically, when you're born, Earth has its own electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
When you're born, your body and your mind,
Mm-hmm.
two separate entities at that point, because
Yeah.
one is being fed off your mother and one is growing on its own.
Right.
When you are, kicked out of the womb finally and you land on Earth, that is your Earth reference point.
Syncing
Effectively,
it up.
Yeah, your body and your mind sync based off of where and when in that electromagnetic field you came into the world.
This is like...
And a lot of people, they think that what that effectively does from a evolutionary standpoint
Mm-hmm.
is it kind of just like the fact that human bodies do that is because it allows them to kind of understand the concept and ground them with the concept that I am a person. I am a person. I am
Yeah.
on Earth. I am here. This is then.
Okay.
Because that's
So-
the difference between us and monkeys, right? Is that
We know...
we have those abilities to think, I have this thought,
Mm-hmm.
but this thought is not me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We have that ability. We just have a very developed brain. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And then in 1967, they finalized their research of the Phoenix Project, where they
Mhm.
combined all of it, right? And they sent a report to Congress, which stated that the human mind could be altered using electromagnetics. And Congress was like, well,
yeah.
what a finding. Good job, guys. Kudos to you.
I like this voice you're putting on.
But I hate to say it, but
Uh-oh.
a lot of us over here are thinking, kind of sounds like you're trying to develop mind control.
Yeah, and the government would not want that at all.
Not to be made by someone that is not controlled by them.
Yeah, MK Ultra much.
And so they were like, all right, you guys, you kind of overstepped this one. And they forced the Phoenix Project to disband
Uh-huh.
in 1969.
Okay. No, nice year to disband. So this is after World War II.
Oh, yeah, this is well into...
This is like into Vietnam.
Yeah. And
69,
so...
yeah, they're doing MK Ultra at this point.
Mhm.
So If anything, the Congress was probably like, "Ooh, mind control."
Yeah.
Why are you trying?
Why are you guys looking into that?
That would-
why
that
is
would
anyone
never-
looking into that?
That would never be a thing. Oof. Take that over to Soviet Russia.
But yeah, so I mean, they forced him to disband,
Oh, good.
and all the scientists that were on the Phoenix Project was
Yeah.
like, well, fuck, man. We've literally been working on this technology for like almost 20 years now.
Yeah, 30 years. From the 40s to 1969.
No, I'm saying that the Phoenix Project, which was started in the very late 40s
Oh,
and didn't officially become a thing until the early 50s when they added the other scientists.
almost 20 years. Yeah,
Exactly. It was effectively like 18 and a half years.
Oh, man, it was almost ready to vote.
And so they were like, well, we worked on this tech for about 20 years. Why don't we just go find funding elsewhere?
Yeah.
And so they...
if mom's not going to help me, maybe daddy will.
Exactly. And so, as luck would have it, the military.
Nice.
The military was like, hey, guys, we would love to have you guys keep developing this stuff. Just we want to use it.
Yeah, man.
And
we
they're
just
like-
want to like
They're like, sure, hey, as long as you're going to fund us and give us a place to work, like, we're okay with it. And
typical
so...
spineless scientists.
Yeah, I mean, scientists are just all about their equipment. They're
Yeah,
very,
just
they're
like-
very.
Well, no, I
Material
I know how they
beings.
feel. Yeah.
But so, they got together with our armed forces, and
Thank you for your service.
they got set up. They set up the scientists at a place called the Montauk Air Force Base, which is
Interesting.
located at Fort Hero on Montauk Point, which is part of Long Island.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now the reason they went there, because there were multiple reasons. Number
Yeah.
one,
They wanted to be heroes.
no, that had nothing to do
We
with it.
could be heroes.
It's funny because they do so many jokes with the naming of other things, and as soon as they get to Fort Hero, they're like, yeah, that's not us.
No, and we're not going to name anything stupid or silly.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah.
This is Operation ABC.
Well, so
Damn it, that kind of sounds kind of funny.
yeah, guys, the first 3 steps. That's why we're calling it that. But so they went up to Fort Hero, and they were stationed at Montauk Point
Yeah.
for 2 reasons. Number one is because Montauk Air Force Base
Cool name.
is listed, and still listed to this day,
Uh-oh.
as the fact that the U.S. Air Force has claimed that base was decommissioned.
Mm.
Effectively, no one was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It
Up
was
until
just,
this
just
point.
like locked up. No one was using it. Nothing was happening there.
Oh,
But
interesting.
it had this big radar, and the radar is called a SAGE radar system. Now, even in the early 70s, like by 1971,
Yeah,
this
man.
radar is completely obsolete. Like nobody fucking needs to use it.
It's like too big, too small.
Way too big.
Oh, what the
It's
hell?
way too big, and it scans and pumps out very low frequencies.
We want high frequencies. We want
Exactly.
that wee, 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 wee,
And
wee,
so,
wee, 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 wee,
The
wee.
reason that they chose this place was not only because it was decommissioned and so they could be secretive,
Yeah.
but they found out that they could convert a SAGE radar into a radio sound.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. And it was like literally because of the like pulse rate and the wavelength that it pumps out
Uh-huh.
and the amount that they can manipulate it, it was easily converted into a radio sound.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
But so
almost
they
like
started-
They planned it from the beginning.
Oh, if they had, they would have done so much better. If
yeah,
they
this
were,
is
if they
taking
were
like
at,
forever.
yeah, it literally took like 40 years from the beginning to
Yeah.
when they got here.
This is pretty stupid.
But so they started testing with their radio sound, and they were using a very specific variable range of micro and radio waves, which they would point at a specific room
Mm-hmm.
on the base. They would point the radar at this room on the base where they would put a test subject.
All right.
And they found that not only could they make a person laugh or cry or be angry or be sleepy,
What?
they also found that there was a side effect
Huge boner.
A light side effect. A light side effect.
Yeah.
And that was that the entire base was having their mood changed.
Oh boy, this is crazy. Like,
Not just the one person they were focusing on.
yeah. So they all had their mood rings on, and they would all change to a different color.
Yeah, it was like a fucking strobe light on their
Like,
ring.
Oh no!
But so
My mood is different. I was yellow. Now I'm green, red, blue. What the hell?
So now they now that they found they could affect mood, they actually started trying to fine tune affecting thoughts.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
they would try to change the amps and the rate to match up with different biological functions, and it allowed them to actually control what the person thought and did.
Now, how did they control like the frequencies to what people would be thinking or feeling?
Well, so they actually
So it's like happiness is 12 frequencies, sadness is 2.
it was literally I hate to say it,
Uh-oh.
it was all trial and error.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Because here's the thing, right? Now this is something to point out. It's super unhealthy
Yeah,
to fucking bathe a person
in waves.
in massive amounts of not only microwave radiation,
No, that's really bad.
but radio waves, like intense radio waves directly on them. And so
Yeah.
most of their test subjects were literally baked from the inside.
Yeah, because they had microwaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like people, I mean, they would have internal burns on their lungs. They would have damage in their brain. And after like way too many trials, I mean, like almost 2 years of trials, they found out that, when they point the radar at the subject,
Yeah.
they burn them.
Oh, what?
When they point the
Took
radar
them 2 years to find that out.
180 degrees,
Okay, away from
so
them?
it's pointing directly away from them, it still will affect them, but it won't burn them.
Oh, so you point the fire in the sky.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. And the
interesting.
blowback is what is still affecting them.
Oh, but what about the plane that's flying that you didn't see?
Oh, they don't care about that. Are you kidding
Burning
me?
the plane down.
Just wait till I go on to when they actually start the Montauk project. Because, I mean, this is almost the Montauk project, but it's not fully the Montauk
Yeah,
project.
this is the pre-Montauk project.
That's it. This is honestly in 1973.
Yeah.
This is when it officially became the Montauk Project. Now, obviously, it was never
Good year.
officially named that. It still was actually technically Phoenix Project Part 2. I'm telling you, dude, they're nerdy scientists. They don't know
so
good
lame.
naming.
That's so lame.
But
Never name it part 2. Come on.
in popular culture and in conspiracy realms, it has been coined the Montauk Project.
Yeah.
In the same way that it was the Philadelphia experiment. It's literally just naming it after where the fuck it happened.
No, yeah, I get that.
And so in 1973 is when it really started being the Montauk Project.
Okay.
So in 1973,
Oh.
this is when the Montauk Project really started to kind of show its true colors,
Ooh.
some would say.
So green and red?
No, probably green and gray.
Ooh.
I mean, it's Montauk, Long Island. Have you ever been
Yeah.
to Long Island?
No.
It's fucking gross.
I've never been to Long Island.
Long Island is where they literally used to dump all the trash in all the boroughs before they found out that New Jersey has great dumping sites. But so in 1973, the scientists they got kind of squirrely.
Yeah.
They wanted to see what would happen when they tested their findings on large groups of people. And
Seems
so,
like a good oh God. Seems like a good escalation.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, because they were working with the Army, they were like, hey, why don't you send a couple guys that are on leave, a couple of those
Couple of sailors.
yeah. No, they straight up had the Army send units to Montauk Point to Fort Hero
Yeah.
for quote unquote rest and relaxation
Oh, that's
on the base.
Well, that's really relaxing. Radio waves and microwaves being beamed into your head.
Yeah. And they didn't tell them any about it. And so they
Why would you don't
So
tell
they
anybody about
invited
it.
the people over for rest and relaxation, and they
Yeah.
were fucking testing on
Some
them.
R&R.
The scientists actually did this. They did the same thing on people living on Long Island. They did it to the local populace. And they also did it to different towns across the tri-state area. So they were doing it to certain towns in New Jersey, some in New York, some in like Rhode Island and Connecticut.
Your tax dollars at work.
Yeah. And so they were trying to build up a database of what pulse settings caused what effect and what was the result.
Okay.
And through this testing, they found that they could actually they found out they could increase the crime rate of an area. They could incite violence in people, and they could cause mass panic among animals.
They actually the animals.
Well, you know how like when like a certain when like an earthquake is coming, like all the birds flee. They could literally just like make all the birds flee from a spot. Like
get the hell out of
make it very ominous, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna protect a lot of statues.
And they also found out, and I believe this is kind of the predecessor to the EMP, the electromagnetic pulse.
Oh.
But they figured out a way to actually disable a vehicle by using this technology to burn out all the electrical functions of the vehicle.
Interesting. Not a lot of electronical parts back in the 70s in cars.
I mean, you
not
always have
like it is today.
Not like it is today, but I mean, you always had some electrical components. I mean, you have to spark the gasoline.
True. I don't know if that has anything to do with the car though. The battery.
Well, the battery's to help turn over the engine. To get it running and sparking the gasoline. Yeah,
that's true.
So now I know this is crazy.
No, this all sounds sane.
But no. I'm saying this.
Oh,
after all that fucking testing.
No, there's more.
This is when the Montauk project starts to get wild.
Wait, wild?
Yeah,
Wild Wasteland. Ooh, watch out.
So, this is in like late 1973.
Okay.
There was a company called the ITT Worldwide Communications Corporation.
Should have named it TIT.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
But so now, I mean, a lot of people were, as a little bit of backstory, a lot of people were very confused as to where the funding came for the Montauk project.
It came from the military, you said.
Well, some, if not majority of it did.
Yeah.
But they're scientists. You know, they run through resources. And so there's actual claims that there was a certain family that funded them.
Oh,
kind of like the Koch brothers, but I can't remember.
The Roth
it's like the camp,
child.
It's like the camps or something like that.
Okay.
But they owned ITT Worldwide Communications Corporation.
Oh.
The company that made this technology for the project. Also, there's claims of Nazis and Nazi gold being involved.
Of course, yeah. There's always
Nazi why not?
Gold, yeah. The guy's name is Reich.
But so the ITT Worldwide Communications Corp built a device for the scientists at Montauk, which would translate the electromagnetic field that a person put out into a visible format. And now hippy dippy fucks will call this an aura.
Oh, chakras.
Nah, like auras.
Yeah.
Like when someone says, "Oh, I can see your aura. It's so indigo. It's so purple. It's so orange."
Yeah, you're an indigo child. Yeah.
Yeah, the indigo children were like what, middle 80s to just before 1990.
Yeah.
But so this device they made would allow you to see that aura in a visible format.
It's crazy.
And now no one knows really kind of what technology they used to make that chair or who discovered it or how the fuck they made it. And so obviously everyone says that it was aliens.
Oh, yeah. I thought that's where you were going.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always hate to use aliens as a crutch. It's the same way that fucking stoners use the DARE program as a crutch. It's like...
just like any bad movie. It's like, oh, you'd enjoy it more if you were high.
Yeah, it's like, nah.
That's
it's just too much of a
movie.
crutch. So, I mean, I get it. I mean, we did pillage a lot of the Nazis' research, which supposedly they had contact with aliens.
Of course they did. The Foo Fighters.
God, I love the Foo Fighters. But so the scientists realized that the mind-reading device could actually be... And it's crazy that it took them this long to fucking figure this out.
No, yeah.
But they figured out, they were like, hey, if we're using this device to read their minds...
You turn it into William Shatner?
Can't we control their minds as well?
Bum, bum, bum.
And they're like, oh, wow, yeah. And so they hooked it up to a series of like IBM computers.
No, yeah, of course.
And these electric coils. and they connected it to the SAGE radar system, which at this time is a radio sonde.
Okay.
And this officially became named the Montauk chair. It looks like a goddamn electric chair.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Do we know what material this chair is made out of? Does it got a good seat in it? Cushion?
No cushion.
No cushion?
No cushion. Because you have to be grounded. Otherwise, you get destroyed with the electromagnetic energy.
Your feet touch the floor.
Yeah, but they want you grounded onto the chair.
I don't think
which would be through your butt and your back. But, so that
man can be a little comfortable is all I'm saying.
Well, the Montauk chair officially came online in 1974.
Okay, 1 year later.
Yeah, that's how long it took them to build this fucking thing.
Oof. Just a few pieces of wood.
So, while they were using the chair, they were trying all these different kinds of experiments because the chair allowed them to do crazy things.
Yeah, no, I can get that. Mind control. Aliens.
Well, yeah, but remember what we were talking about with the fact that they have the Earth reference point?
Right, the Earth reference point.
They found a way, using the Montauk chair, to create a light burst of electromagnetic pulses to mimic an Earth reference point.
Oh.
So that they could send people through space and time and not have them lose their fucking minds.
This is the Philadelphia Project experiment realized.
Effectively, yeah. And so they not only were testing out, time travel, traveling through space and time, more space than time, but they also were testing to see if they could render a human invisible.
Uh-oh. Of course, everyone always wants to make people invisible.
I know. It's because
that's like the lamest. That's like the lamest thing.
It really is.
Because
clothing fucks you over.
Well, that and we live in buildings. Like, not only do you have to be invisible, but you have to also be a perfect cat burglar or whatever. Like imagine right here in this room, we've got 2 doors.
Yeah, if one of the doors open, it'd be very suspect.
Invisibility is like the stupidest superpower that you can have.
Well, what's the best superpower you can have?
Unlimited life.
False.
You can just live forever.
Yeah, I would say that
unlimited youth. That's the one.
I would say telekinesis.
No, you want to know what people are thinking about you all the time?
No, I want to be able to manipulate objects with my mind.
Oh, you mean telekinesis?
Yeah. Because what superpower can't you accomplish with telekinesis?
I've been watching Heroes Reborn lately.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is it like flight?
Yeah, flight is pretty lame.
Yeah, but if you have telekinesis, you can fucking pick yourself up and move yourself through the air. Or you can pull a static shock and pick up a sewer grate right underneath you and just move yourself on it.
That was a terrible fucking cartoon.
Oh, it was such a good cartoon. Okay, so either way, they built the Montauk chair.
Right, we're at the Montauk chair.
They experimented with it for at least a year before they had any kind of breakthrough.
Yeah, it's just a piece of wood.
But the breakthrough they had was not very good. They found out that they were experiencing these things that they were calling time glitches.
Uh-oh.
And now, basically, when they would try to transmit the thoughts, because at this point they were basically trying to transmit thoughts long range.
Yeah, no, I get that.
They were trying to transmit a man's thoughts from a Montauk chair in Montauk Point to a subject in Arizona. They were trying to put the guy's thoughts that was in Long Island, they were trying to put his thoughts in that person's head in Arizona.
This is in 1974?
Yeah.
They have the phone.
I know, but they want
to just call.
They're trying to influence minds, man. Influence minds.
Yeah, but these all the way out in Arizona, that's a different time zone.
I know, but what they found with these time glitches was effectively when they were sending the thoughts, they were creating like a separate reality from our own.
What the fuck?
The same way that happened when they made an electromagnetic bottle.
No, I get that.
But so they're sending it through this electromagnetic pulse that is creating its own reality.
Yeah.
So when it comes back into our reality, it caused a big disruption. Like circuits would fry. And
okay. All right.
It wasn't like people would like blow up.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
Like scanners.
That'd be sick.
The head just explodes. Like, yeah, he got the message all right. Message was, you're going to die.
Oh my God. That'd be awesome. But so in 1976, They created.
Oh man, we're just going along here.
I
This
know.
is crazy. So what?
So in
the last 2 years
1976
were they just sending back and forth?
Yeah, they were trying to
breaking
figure
shit?
out. They were trying to figure out how to beat out the time glitches.
Beat the Russians.
But so they created the second generation of the Montauk chair, which there are these things called delta time coils or DT coils. And that when they implemented those into the chair, along with the rest of the electromagnetic coils and the radio sound being attached, that was when they found they could create the desired field of energy, which would shield the chair from outside interferences.
No, I get that.
So it would stop all the time glitches.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
What was the shield made out of?
Electromagnetic waves.
Did you just say that?
No, but I thought it was pretty.
Well, I don't know.
I mean,
I was actually kind of lost.
Well, so they make an electromagnetic field,
Like a
bottle,
okay.
to send all of it through.
Oh, all right.
Basically, they just kind of figured out how to, instead of sending it from the bottle through to a different person, they basically made it so they sent the bottle with it.
Like a message in a bottle. There's a lot of bottles going on in this.
I know, they really like bottles.
This is weird.
But
so like, is it like a Faraday cage? Like a bunch of
less of a Faraday cage and more of like what you'd think of Frankenstein's lab.
Oh man, that sounds awesome.
You know, like the giant towers and the giant coils going to the one chair, and
but
like
everyone has bell bottoms and like.
And there's one guy running around with a hunch. Yeah.
It's like who let that guy in?
Who let
man?
the humpback in? What an asshole!
This is crazy, dude.
Well, what's really crazy?
Oh, what's going on?
Is that with this second generation of the Montauk chair?
Yeah. Chair 2.0.
Sure. They found a guy.
Okay. There's the guy.
Now,
alien.
It's always been thought, because I mean, with the evolutionary theory, right?
Yeah.
Each human should be developing something lightly to help them in the evolutionary chain.
Yeah, if evolution was like a straight line and not like random like it is.
Well, yes and no. I mean, you'd still develop things that your body would believe would help it with evolution and carrying on the genes.
Yeah.
Your body's never going to be like, yeah, we really want to survive. Let's make something stupid.
Well, I think we've actually kind of went beyond evolution because now you can just fuck anybody now. Like, it's not like, oh, I want to fuck this person because they've got a bigger booty.
I mean, but you think that we're done evolving now that more and more and more people are becoming allergic to fucking gluten?
Yeah, that seems like a big back step.
Yeah, I feel like that's us evolving our dietary restrictions. It's really us evolving how we eat.
Autism is an evolutionary jump. I get it.
It is.
Oh, my God. What's going on?
Truly it is. I mean, I'm sorry to say, because some people think of autism as the worst thing in the world, but it is evolution at work.
Tell that to the people that bang their head into the wall.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Find me a fucking support group. I will tell them all that they are part of this evolutionary plan to make humans better species. However, there's a man named Duncan Cameron.
Okay.
And
he's the next evolution.
Duncan Cameron was a very powerful psychic.
Ooh.
There have been...
What card is in my hand?
That kind of psychic. Like, when they do those tests, he would get like 98% of them correct. That's, honestly, I'm not even kidding, that's how science measures psychic ability. Is I have a deck of shapes that you have not seen that have been randomly selected.
I think we all saw Ghostbusters, okay?
And I'll pick up a card and you tell me what is on my side.
What do you what
it's a square. Oh, it's a star. Oh, it's a rectangle. Oh, it's a rhombus. You're like,
whoa, that's way too many guesses, okay?
I know.
You only get the one.
Well, you were throwing up cards like they were fucking,
Well, I thought that you were psychic, 98%.
I'm not. Duncan Cameron is.
Oh, Cameron is?
Duncan Cameron, yes.
What's this guy doing?
So he was actually trained with the Montauk chair.
Interesting. So he's a psychic with the chair.
And so he was trained. It never fully leaked whether it was the NSA or the FBI that he was actually a part of.
Yeah.
But one of the major agencies brought him on and then took him to the Montauk Project to what they called reach an altered form of consciousness.
Okay.
And so up to this point, every single experiment with the Montauk Chair V2
Yeah.
used this one man.
Oh, that's crazy. Did he just do a bunch of drugs?
No.
Just getting really high?
No, it was a lot of like meditation and just like fucking hours
Of just masturbate.
just sitting in the chair.
Furiously jerking off in the
them
chair.
putting him into this mind state while he's in the chair
Uh-huh.
for him to kind of, develop his brain to understand how to manipulate that mind state.
Yeah.
And so after about a year of testing and training, his brain, he was able to control his brain enough to suppress his conscious mind.
Okay. I can't even fathom that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so your mind has two states of being, right?
Yeah.
Conscious and unconscious.
Yeah.
Conscious are things like taking a drink of water when you're thirsty.
Oh, I love drinking water.
Speaking
Oh,
is
I
a
like speaking
conscious
too.
thought, right?
Yeah.
But pumping your blood through your body is done by your unconscious brain.
No, I do that.
Of course you do, but you don't have to think pump, 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 pump.
I'm just
pump,
constantly
pump,
thinking about
pump.
pumping.
Well, if you're thinking about pumping, how are you thinking about breathing?
Pump, pump, pump it up.
How are you thinking about digesting? How are you thinking about salivating?
Well,
you don't.
Yeah, you don't know.
Your unconscious mind is what's running all of these bodily functions
Oh, okay.
while you don't think about it.
So he shuts
'Cause
his
you're-
brain off.
He shuts off the part that he controls,
Okay.
and he accesses the unconscious mind. Or
Oh my
what-
God, that sounds like a lot of work.
Or what the gurus in India would call the mind's eye or the
Oh.
third eye.
I think they would say it a little bit differently.
No,
Yeah, come on.
no, probably not. They would call it the third eye or the mind's eye.
Your mind's eye.
Oh, there you go. I was waiting for the Apu.
Yeah, there we go. The
but-
third eye.
But so Duncan trained himself to use his mind's eye, his unconscious brain,
The third eye in the forehead.
to be able to focus and visualize
Uh-huh.
an object like a tennis ball or
Oh.
an orange
Oh,
or a fucking plane,
How about a glass of water? Because he's kind of thirsty. He sounds thirsty.
even a glass of water.
That's crazy.
And he would visualize it, and through channeling his now trained and developed brain
Yeah.
and the Montauk chair that he was in, he was able to literally create a solid object by visualizing it in his mind.
That's interesting. It's like The Secret. You ever read that book, The Secret?
No.
It's like, dream it and it will happen. So this guy was like The Secret.
Kind
He's
of, but it's more like he would close his eyes and put out his hand and think very specifically about
Yeah. He was visualizing.
a very ripe Florida orange, and then
Oh,
in his hand would be a ripe Florida orange that
From
you could
Florida?
fucking eat.
So, like, when he thinks about these things, do they pop out from wherever he's thinking about them and then they
No,
magically get to his hand?
It depends. When he first started doing it, because it took a couple of years of testing to get this to actually work.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
What would happen? They start with very simple objects. I'm sure they used apples.
Mm.
They're
I don't like apples.
I don't either, but they're very readily accessible, and it's a very easy visual.
Ah, that's true.
It's something that like everyone fucking knows what it looks like.
Yeah. I could draw you an apple right now.
I'm sure it would look terrible, and the bottom.
No,
would look
I'll draw
dumb.
the apple right now.
All right, but
I'll
either
draw
way,
it. I'm going to draw the apple.
he while he was training, he would be able to visualize something, and that's a cherry.
What?
That's a cherry.
No, it's not. That's an apple.
That's very round with a longer stem. That's cherry.
No, like it's got a little. It's round. It's got a stem, and it's got one leaf on it.
Yeah, that's a fucking cherry.
No, come on.
Listen, draw another line off of that, and then another circle, and tell me those aren't cherries.
Wait, what? Another line in a circle.
Either way. So when he first started, he
No, that's a grape now.
he could only when he would visualize something, they would find it somewhere. Basically, it would be like a blurry version
Oh.
Say he was thinking of like this flashlight right in front of us, right?
Oh, yeah, I love this flashlight.
When he was doing it, there were teams of scientists that went out as spotters to run around the base and try and find the object he was thinking about.
Oh, it was probably in his room.
Well, because when he was untrained, he he couldn't really focus it. He couldn't pick where to place the object.
Yeah.
And the object was never fully solid.
Oh, what?
It would disappear when he got off the chair.
It's like those guys from Philadelphia experiment.
Kind of.
Oh,
but after years of training, he actually developed the ability to be able to create a solid object that would stay solid and real when he stopped visualizing it.
It's solid.
And he could place it wherever he wanted.
That's crazy. So he could think about a nuclear bomb, place it up George Washington's ass. Because he could go through the past, right? No?
I mean, it was never really said that Duncan Cameron was one of the ones that was practicing the time travel.
Yeah. Oh, what's that one? Are we going to talk about Project Time Travel?
Oh, No, there's no Project Time Travel.
Oh,
all of it ends at Montauk.
Oh, wait, are we at the end?
We're at almost.
Oh, what the fuck?
We're almost at the end, I know.
This is so
very
short.
sad. Well, sorry. Okay. So,
all right. So he's able to visualize these things, but they're not turn out good. But now he's somehow able to make them turn out good after he leaves the chair.
yeah,
Solid.
So Duncan Cameron, he not only was actually able to like create objects that were physical.
Yeah.
God, he was. Actually, you know the reason that they used him besides the fact that he was a powerful psychic?
Cool name.
I forgot to mention this. I'm so sorry.
Oh. We're just getting new information in from Wikipedia.
It's not Wikipedia. It's actually my individual research. Duncan was actually a sailor aboard the Eldridge.
Wow. That's what I thought.
During the Philadelphia experiment.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they claimed that the Philadelphia experiment actually resulted in him being catapulted forward in time
Boom, boom, boom.
to arrive at Montauk Base in 1983.
Wow. So he just appeared.
He just appeared, yeah.
What were the chances?
Well, he became involved in the Montauk Project and was actually bounced around a time stream and returned to 1943 in an attempt to stop the government from starting it all.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a very confusing life. He really does.
Is he still alive?
No, he died.
Of course. Yeah, we can't interview him. We could try.
Yeah, so, Yeah, he had a couple kids that were born in like the 50s. So this is insane.
Uh-oh, what happened?
So Dr. John von Neumann, right?
Yeah.
So the man who was behind a lot of the aspects of the Montauk Project actually informed Duncan and his friend Edward, who was also one of the sailors on board with him. He informed them that he had actually been waiting for those two to appear and that they needed to return to 1943,
right,
turn off the generators and stop and end the experiment from being conducted on the Eldridge.
He's also like, hey, and when you go back there, tell me not to marry my first wife. What a bitch. Yeah, I remember they made a movie about this, the Philadelphia experiment, where two guys go in the future and one guy dies.
But so just before the Eldridge actually returned to its proper place in the time stream, Duncan went back through time and returned to Montauk in 1983. It's unknown why he did it, although it is suggested that he may have actually been programmed to do it, kind of like MK Ultra-ish.
Or he made a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
And then once he was in 1983 for good, he actually found himself kind of cut out of his own time stream.
Yeah.
And he started aging.
Oh, instantly?
Insanely fast.
Oh, man.
He began to die. He began to die from effects of extreme aging. And so the scientists at Montauk actually managed to save Duncan by transferring his mind, what they called the signature of his mind, to a new body. And now the new body was obtained through the help of Duncan Cameron Sr., the father of Duncan Cameron, the one we know of.
Wow.
And his brother Edward.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Whose body did they put him into? His father's?
No, they actually.
That'd be weird.
It's kind of crazy. They
Dad, you have a bigger dick than I do.
Basically, they went back in time to 1947 and informed Duncan Cameron Sr.
Oh my God, this is getting really confusing.
I know. They informed his dad, Duncan Cameron's dad.
Yeah.
That in order to save his son's life in the future, he had to have a second kid.
Whoa.
And so,
you gotta save my life in the future, so you have to have another kid so we can sacrifice it.
Yeah, I mean, almost effectively.
Yeah, because that kid's probably gonna be worse than me.
But so
And
in
you like him
1951,
Yeah.
the second Duncan Cameron Jr. was born.
Oh, wow.
And in 1963, when Duncan was 12, the Montauk scientists actually transferred the Duncan who was aging extremely fast and was dying. They transferred his mind into the 12-year-old's body.
This is crazy.
Yeah. And so meanwhile, the Edward actually had remained on the ship.
In the stream?
Yeah, in 1943.
Okay.
Edward remained on the Eldridge.
Oh, okay.
And basically, he was trying to run another test where they would activate the Eldridge from like a buoy.
Okay.
To kind of view it.
No, I get that.
Yeah. And he kind of disappeared.
Oh, man. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had a naval career afterwards, but he kind of like fell off the charts because he became involved in a number of experiments dealing with free energy vehicles and other devices. And I'm sure he got killed.
Yeah.
Because it says Edward's final fate may have been even more bizarre than his brother's. He was apparently put through a series of age regression procedures that reduced him to the age of a small infant. So Benjamin Button.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
And then
then they just stepped on him.
Well, and then he was sent to live with the Bialik family and replace their baby boy who had recently died.
What's going on with all these replacing kids?
And so he had the given name Al Bialik. Sorry, Bialik. And he grew up ignorant of his entire past and had no clue about anything that happened.
Oh, and he's still alive to this day.
No. Al Bialik died a long time ago.
Oh, jeez.
But so, in effect, the entire timeline of the Montauk Project can be broken down to this, right?
Okay, let's sum it up for anyone who's still listening.
Nikola Tesla
Right.
lived from 1856 to 1843.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You know that?
No, he didn't die in 1846.
No, he was born in 46.
Oh, okay.
He died in 1943.
Yeah.
And he created the Tesla coils that they would use for the Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah.
Wilhelm Reich, Dr. Wilhelm Reich, who found Oregon Energy.
Yeah, Oregon Energy.
He lived from 1892 to 1957.
Mm-hmm.
Now, post World War II, so really during World War II, the early 40s with the first stage of Project Rainbow. In late July of 43, they did the Philadelphia experiment tests. And oddly enough, there were reportings in early August of the same year, multiple, I think there were 3 official that were counted, sightings of UFOs over the USS Eldridge.
Oh, my God.
They were trying to figure out what the fuck happened to that boat.
Like, what's going on with your boat?
Yeah.
You need a lift?
And so in
What's going on
August,
with your boat?
after those 3 UFO sightings, there was a second test of the Philadelphia experiment.
Oh, shit.
And that's when Duncan Cameron Jr., the first one,
Yeah.
and Edward Cameron are transported to 1983.
Okay. All right.
Late October of 43 was the very last Philadelphia experiment that kind of ended Project Rainbow.
Oh.
The late 40s is what they consider the second stage of Project Rainbow, so the early stages of the Phoenix Project. That's when they combined with the Phoenix Project and they developed the radio sound in like the late 40s.
Mm-hmm.
1947, Duncan Cameron Sr. was contacted about having a second kid.
Okay.
And then the early 50s, they merged Project Rainbow and the Phoenix Project.
I hope everyone has like a pen and paper.
1951,
Yeah.
the second Duncan Cameron Jr. is born.
Oh, thank God.
In 1952,
Oh, my God.
sorry, 62.
Oh, all right. Yeah, 62. I was about to say, you're going to go year by year now?
Yeah, no, sorry, 1962, there was a big report about supposedly there were men that landed on Mars, but we'll skip that.
Yeah, that's probably not true.
It really wasn't. 1963, the first Duncan Cameron was placed into the second Duncan Cameron Jr.'s body.
Right, because...
So 1963 that happened.
Yeah.
In 1967, Project Phoenix was complete. By 69, they were ordered to disband. In 71, they started forming Phoenix 2
Yeah.
with the Montauk Project. 73, they started doing their experiments with mood alteration and mind control. 74, they created the first Montauk chair.
Yeah. Okay.
76, they created the second Montauk chair.
Wait. 76?
Yeah. Don't write it down. I got you.
No, I'm...
1977,
Oh, Jesus.
they were able to create those solid objects using the mind. Right?
Also, Aliens what came out. Or no, Alien came out. 1976.
This is 77 we're talking about.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was the year before.
Yeah. 1979 is when they supposedly experimented with time travel to go back and make a second Duncan Cameron Jr.
Yeah, and Video Killed the Radio Star was on all the charts.
1979 to 1980, they actually installed what's called the Orion Delta T antenna.
Oh, yeah? Is that...
This is like the continuation.
Okay, all right.
1980 to 81, they calibrated all their new equipment and were using it to do further travels with time travel. Experiments with time travel. From 81 to 83, they explored the manipulation of time streams. Supposedly, between 82 and 83, they actually explored Mars.
Yeah.
Because they had the ability to transport someone through time and space. August 12th, 1983 was the last major experiment of the Montauk Project.
Oh.
It was a time tunnel that was created back to August 12th, 1943.
Where it all starts over again now. Scroll back up.
Where Duncan released what's called the Beast from the Id.
What? The id?
The id is part of your mind.
Okay, but what was the beast from the id?
The beast. It's like all of his animalistic instincts. And really, because of that, they had to disband the project. It's
that one and all the dead sailors are just lying around.
Yeah. But so
flaming corpse.
In 1984,
okay,
about half a year after they disbanded the project, a specialized unit of the Navy called the Black Berets, not the Green Berets.
Oh yeah.
They're like the Black Ops version of the Green
Berets.
Berets.
Yeah, no, I get it.
They actually purged the Montauk Air Force Base.
Oh, okay.
By late of the year of 84, they removed basically all of the equipment from Montauk Air Force Base and used cement to seal off underground areas of the base. And since then, it has been abandoned.
Oh, the Navy loves their cement. This is a crazy story, huh? This is a lot of fun. This is you did a lot of great research here.
Yeah, I mean, so here's one other fun little fact. They supposedly, and we won't find out for a little while.
Uh-oh.
But supposedly, we will find out by 2180.
Okay.
They supposedly just kind of like wildly just sent people into the future.
Oh, okay.
Literally between the estimated number is between 3,000 and 10,000 people were sent to different
I think someone
years.
would miss 10,000 people.
Not really.
Yeah, well, I think someone would miss them.
Okay. Do you know how many people are in the Chicagoland area?
Yeah, but if you took
9 million.
Yeah, and
Now,
700 of them get murdered every year, and a lot of people miss them.
This is Long Island,
Where
a.k.a.
nobody gives.
the sphincter of New York City.
Okay, all right, okay. I guess no one's going to miss 10,000 people just randomly missing.
No. But so they supposedly sent those people to different dates
2180.
between 2180 and 2280.
Ah, geesh.
And then here's the craziest fucking thing. So obviously people believe Nazis were involved
Of course, yeah.
because there was one of the last things that came out about the Montauk Project was that one of the German scientists
Oh, boy, here we go. Operation Paperclip.
sent Aryan children
Yeah.
through time
Uh-oh.
to find a ruined city that
Atlantis.
supposedly had a golden horse statue in the middle, and to grab the golden horse statue and to bring it back to our time so we could study what the gold was made of. He sent
That
those
seems
people,
really lame.
he sent those fucking kids to the year 6037. 6037.
Okay, let me just think real quick.
Yeah, it's 2019.
Right.
And he sent them 4,000 plus years into the future.
Someone really believed in the Nazi party, huh? Well, that's crazy. It's an interesting story, huh?
Yeah, man. I love this stuff. I mean,
a lot of twists and turns.
That's the thing, you know. I mean, a lot of like what people believe the Illuminati has the power to do. A lot of what people believe the U.S. government has the power to do.
Yeah.
All was created between Project Rainbow, the Phoenix Project, and the Montauk Project.
Yeah, from 1940 to 1984, there was a huge leap in technology. America went from pretty much just a nobody to a superpower, and
you wonder why. Now you don't have to wonder.
Could be disappearing ships and flaming sailors, but it could be anything else. But thank you so much for listening, everybody. This has been Wild Wasteland.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to have barraged you with all of that really kind of dull information.
Yeah, it's kind of a nerd dump, but whatever.
It really was, but you got to know these things,
Yeah.
I mean, because I can't
educate yourself.
I can't be going on about, Oregon Energy if I didn't tell you what the fuck it was and who found it and how big of a laughingstock they were.
Dean will be posting, if you didn't get all that information, Dean will be posting a comprehensive list of all those dates on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Go like our Facebook page. It's at Wild Podcast.
Yeah, we were a little late to get that Wild Wasteland.
It happens. We got something close enough.
However, we do have a great kick-ass MySpace page that Pharrell and Justin Timberlake have actually personally signed.
Yes, because we make music.
And they own MySpace.
Now that sounds like a conspiracy.
It's not. They bought MySpace when it was insanely cheap to try and make it into a music sharing platform. Either way, hey, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I truly love you.
I don't. Go fuck yourself.
Okay. Don't be rude to our guests.
Bye.
They're in our living room.